Hello everyone, I hope that everyone is very well. Here I am Suraj, and in this video I'll be telling you how we can use simple random sampling technique in our research studies. So if you are a research scholar or if you want to go for the research, then this video is definitely for you. I'll make everything crystal clear regarding the simple random sampling technique and how we can use simple random sampling technique in our research studies. So please keep watching this video till the end. I'll make everything crystal clear regarding this. Okay, see, in the previous videos I have already discussed about how we can use probability sampling technique in our research, how we can use non-probability sampling technique in our research. We have seen that when the population is known and it is normally distributed, we can use the probability sampling technique, but when population is unknown and when it is not normally distributed, we can use non-probability sampling technique. We have also seen that there are the various types of the probability sampling techniques, such as simple random sampling technique, cluster sampling technique, area sampling technique, systematic random sampling technique, stratified random sampling technique, and there are the various types of the non-probability sampling techniques, such as the convenience sampling technique, then quota sampling technique, snowball sampling technique, and there are the various other types also. Okay, so but in this video I'll be particularly discussing on simple random sampling technique and how we can use simple random sampling technique in our research studies. See, here the simple random sampling technique, as the name depicts, it's a probability sampling technique. So there are the various steps that we will keep in our mind when we are using the simple random sampling technique in our research study. So first step should be, when see, here we have seen that the simple random sampling technique is a probability sampling technique. So our population should be known and it is normally distributed. Suppose, for example, I want to do a study in a particular college, and the population of this college is the students of this college. Okay, so the total students are 1500, so the total population would be 1500 of my study. Since I will not choose each and every individual of the population as my respondent, so I have decided that the sample size is 100. Say suppose 100, so my sample size is 100, but the question is how I will select the 100 respondent from the population of 1500. So there is a technique, there is a method that we can use, that is by using the simple random sampling technique we can select the respondent from this population. Okay, so our first step should be, our population should be known and it should be normally distributed. Our second step should be, when we are using the simple random sampling technique in our research studies, we will have to assign a number to each and every individual of the populations. Then we will have to write all this number in the different pieces of the paper. Then we will fold all these pieces of the paper and we will keep in a box. Then we will jerk the box, and without looking at the box we will withdraw the 100 pieces of the paper. Since our sample size is 100, so we will withdraw 100 pieces of the paper. Then we will see that which number is there in the pieces of the paper, and we will go to that person only whose name is being assigned against the number. So we will go to that person only. Here you can see that when we are using the simple random sampling technique, so this is a kind of the lottery method. Here the each and every individual of the population will get the equal chances to be our respondent. Here, see, in this situation, even a researcher cannot say that who would be the respondent. So when we are using the simple random sampling technique in our research studies, the biasness of the researcher regarding the selecting of the respondent would be very less. Even the researcher cannot say that who would be the respondent. He will go to that person only whose name is being assigned against the number which is there after withdrawing the pieces of the paper from the box. Okay, but the question is, in case of the large population, here we have seen that population is 1500, it is okay, but in case of the large population, when the population is 1 lakh, when the population is 2 lakh, it is not possible to assign the number to each and every individual. It is not possible to assign the number against the each and every individual. But under such case, how we can use the lottery method? So there are the various software. We can use the computerized method. Okay, various softwares are there, we can use easily by using the various software. okay. But when the population is very less, when the population is less, suppose when the population is 200, when the population is 300, 400, 1000, 1500, or maximum we can say 2000, we can use the lottery method. We can assign the number to each and every individuals, okay. Then we will write the number in the different pieces of the paper, and we'll fold all these pieces of the paper, and we'll put all these pieces of the paper in a box, and without looking at the box we'll withdraw the number of the paper, how much we will take as a sample size. Suppose our sample size is 100, then we will withdraw the 100 pieces of the paper, and we will see that which number is there in the pieces of the paper, and we will go to that person only, the number is being assigned, okay. So this is how we can use the simple random sampling technique in our research studies. But in case of large population, we can use various softwares, we can use the computerized method, and the main purpose of doing the simple random sampling technique to reduce the biasness of the researcher regarding the selecting of the respondent. See, if if the researcher use the convenience sampling technique in their research, here the researcher can take anyone as a respondent. If if the researcher knows a person, so he will go to that person because he knows him, okay. So here the biasness would be there. But when the researcher will use the simple random sampling technique in their research, here the researcher cannot say that who would be the respondent, and he will go to that person only which number is being assigned, okay. He will see that which number is there in the pieces of the paper, and he will go to that person only, the number is being assigned. So here we can see that the biasness is very less, biasness will be reduced by using the simple random sampling technique. I hope that you have understood how we can use simple random sampling technique in our research studies. So thank you so much.